3D printing technology is changing the way we produce objects, from tools and toys to clothing and even body parts. This is part of a process known as additive manufacturing, where an object is created by adding material layer by layer, which allows for designers to create complex parts for machines, airplanes, and cars at a fraction of the cost and time of standard methods, like forging, molding, and sculpting. It works like this. For starters, you need a design, and this can typically be made in a CAD program like Blender, or you could just straight download one from an open source developer website like Thingiverse. Some printers like the MakerBot 2 have renewable bioplastic spools in the back of the device, almost like a string. When the printer receives the data, it pulls the material through a tube, melts it, and deposits it onto the plate where it instantly cools. As you can see, the 3D object is created through layering, where the printer will add one layer of the object at a time, until you have a fully formed structure. The most common material used in 3D printing is plastic, but the use of some other materials allow for the creation of some pretty interesting products beyond simple tools and toys. 3D printing is becoming very popular, and additive manufacturing has allowed for the creation of some pretty cool and intricate foods. In the medical world, doctors are testing biomaterials for regenerative medicine by using patient cells. Doctors could print small body parts like ears and noses, and so on. Some surgeons have even tested 3D printing organs for transplants. But like most great and conventional inventions, there is a downside. In recent years, guns in America have become the latest of problems.
There, sustained automatic gunfire at the concert. People were running for cover or crouching down to try to avoid being hit.
And even worse, guns can now be made with a 3D printer.
Anyone can print it. No background checks. Mental illness not a factor. Virtually undetectable.
Someone can walk in with a gun and you won't know it. Airplanes. You'll be flying with someone with a gun and you won't know it. Courthouses, someone with a gun and you won't know it. That's the risk.
This is about weapons of war being made in people's living rooms and in the living rooms of foreign terrorists abroad.
What could possibly go wrong?
This is Cody Wilson, the guy who is trying to disrupt the U.S. firearms industry and test the limits of the First Amendment.
I think access to the firearm is a fundamental human dignity. It's a fundamental human right.
Cody Wilson is a 30-year-old gun rights advocate and crypto-anarchist, which means he believes in the decentralization of information. He's also been categorized as one of the most dangerous people in the world.
It's become kind of culturally edgy in the gun world to have your own ghost gun.
Wilson started Defense Distributed in 2012 and used it to share the plans for one of the first functioning 3D printed guns, a plastic pistol called the Liberator. Now with Defense Distributed, his plans are to let anyone download the blueprints to making the gun.
Defense Distributed's goal isn't really personal armament. It's more the liberation of information. It's about living in a world where you just download the file for the thing you want to make in this life.
Wilson claimed that it is a part of his First Amendment right to upload blueprints for firearms ranging from handguns to the lower receivers of AR-15s. It's the only piece of the rifle that you need a background check and federal firearms license for. It's also what contains the serial number. Without the proper labeling of a serial number, your gun is unknown to the federal government. And with 3D printing, there is no way for the government to regulate what guns are being made and who makes them. With law enforcement now cracking down on blocking these 3D printable gun files online, people have resorted to posting them on the deep web. If you haven't already known, the deep web, or dark net, is essentially a whole other type of internet where every user views pages anonymously. And this is only accessible with a special web browser. This allows for illegal trading sites to be hosted, and they are extremely hard to shut down. In a nutshell, this is the black market online, where you can buy any drug, gun, weapon, and everything in general. Along with the markets and other illegal sites, users have been reposting their 3D printable gun creations online, and this cannot be stopped. It is now up to Congress to decide on what happens next. Since then, judges have recently blocked the uploads from occurring on Defense Distributed, but the legality of this is still controversial.